Yes, they render quite similar to dissolution of partnership firm. So first unit we studied with how to start a new company, issue of shares onwards. Okay, last semester. And then now in this chapter we study how to wind up the company. So if the company becomes insolvent, what do you mean by insolvency? Why? Insolvency, discontinuous is winding up. Talking about company. Insolvency means what? Insolvency means liabilities are more than assets. Insolvency means poor financial position, bankruptcy. That means liabilities are more than the assets. So here there are two things. One thing is that board of directors themselves decide that since liabilities are more than the assets, there are two alternatives. Either they reconstruct the company with the consent of shareholders, debenture holders and other creditors. They decide that everyone sacrifices some amount and then we bring the balance sheet with the new values and then we continue the business expecting that in future we are going to earn profits. And if the shareholders and the creditors have lost trust in the management and they don't give the consent to reconstruct the company, then they may decide to wind up. So in case of winding up, like we studied in partnership, normal procedure takes place. Okay, but here a liquidator is appointed. Means the court will appoint the liquidator. So one is voluntary liquidation, wherein the company itself goes in and files for bankruptcy and liquidation. Okay, with the consent of everyone. And the other is forced, compulsory liquidation, where third parties and creditors file suit against the company in the court of law. And then court of law gives the decision that company is not capable to pay its liabilities, the company should wind up the business. So liquidation may take place in two different ways. One is voluntary and the other is compulsory. In any of the situations, court will appoint a liquidator. Liquidator is a legal person, official, receiver. He will take hold of the company's assets and liabilities. Now, he will take charge of all assets and liabilities. First, he will sell all the assets, and as and when the money is recovered from sale of assets, he will pay off the debts and liabilities of the company. So all these activities are going to be done by whom? Is everyone clear with this portion? Have you heard about Petrophils Limited in Baroda? So that had gone into liquidation. Okay, and then the company was sold. It had a whole township with the clubhouse in between. It was a very vast one. St. Paul's School was a part of Petrophils management. Then the company got sold and the management changed. So then the liquidator was appointed and its procedure of liquidation and paying of the debts continued for 15 long years. Because the company had so huge properties, selling it itself was a headache for the liquidator. A lot of advertisements were given in newspapers, no one ready to buy huge properties, and if any single person wants to buy it, it's a huge investment. In parts, then they decided to sell off. So that took a very long procedure. Okay, so that liquidator takes charge of all the process. What are the two main processes? Sell the assets and pay the liabilities. Any confusions with this? So how to sell the assets and pay the liabilities? Understand? Don't write it. Two main steps are involved. One is sale of assets. Second is payment of liabilities. But payment of liabilities is to be done in a particular order. It is not like the money is recovered, anyone come and take the money. So payment of debts is to be done in a particular order. Even in partnership we studied gradual realization and distribution of cash. There we studied in what order the payment is to be made. So almost similar to that, payment of liabilities is to be done in the order of first you would pay the secured creditors. Very first means who are secured creditors? Whom we have given specific assets as security. So if you have borrowed 10 lakhs of loan from a bank and given building in security, then whatever money is recovered from building, first who has the right on that? Bank. So bank will recover 10 lakhs and the remaining amount you can take hold of to distribute and pay to other people. So very first priority will pay to whom? Secured creditors. Then will pay legal charges, if any. Legal charges on the company. If any other persons have made legal charges on the company and court has given the instruction, the payment has to be done in priority. Then that priority payment is to be made. Then we'll pay liquidators remuneration in the order of priority. As I said, who is appointed for doing all this work? Liquidator. So first he'll recover his remuneration, otherwise he'll keep on doing the work for the company and at the end no cash is only left. So since he is devoting his time for the company, very first he'll take out his own remuneration. Okay, how to calculate his remuneration, that again we'll see. It will depend on the sale of assets, it will depend on the payment of liabilities also. So that we'll see. Then for after liquidators remuneration will pay preferential creditors. This we'll have to study in detail today itself. Who are the preferential creditors? Preferential means those who are to be paid in preference, those who are to be paid in priority. They are not secured, they are unsecured. But again in unsecured creditors, certain amount is to be paid in priority to other people. Like if any government dues, taxes are outstanding, then government says don't pay to other, first pay the taxes. If government's bills are outstanding, municipal tax first, that should be paid. If employees' remuneration, salaries, wages, labor's wages are outstanding, they should be paid first. So these are the things which come in priority. So preferential creditors list will study in detail, they are to be paid in priority to anyone else. Then fifth, we have to pay unsecured, creditors having floating charge. Creditors having floating charge. Now there are two types of charges on assets. When the assets are secured, we say charge is created on assets. So suppose I have taken a loan of 2,000 from NAR and given this bench on security, in security doing. Then we say that this bench has fixed charge. Who has the right on this bench if I don't pay the money? NAR. Okay, this is called fixed charge. So charge word is used when assets are given on security. In security, then we say that the charge is created on assets. The charge is of two types, fixed and floating. Fixed means he can recover the money only from that asset. If that bench is sold for 500, he'll get 500, and to the extent of 1500, he is unsecured. Okay? And floating charge means what? He has the right on all the assets, but whichever are not covered by any charge. So whichever assets are not secured with anyone else, he can recover the money from any of those assets. So creditors having floating charge. If nothing is mentioned, then debentures are always assumed to have floating charge. So generally in creditors having floating charge, which creditors will be included? Debenture holders. Okay. So floating charge means any one asset is not given in security, but that charge floats on all the assets which are not covered by fixed charge. Those assets which are covered by fixed charge, those creditors are called secured creditors. And those creditors which are covered by floating charge, they are generally debenture holders. Is everyone clear with this? And sixth priority of payment, unsecured creditors. After creditors having floating charge will pay to unsecured creditors. Is everyone clear with this? Lastly, we will pay to shareholders. Again in shareholders, first we will pay to preference shareholders and then we will pay to equity shareholders. Did you understand this? So this priority of payment is to be remembered throughout the chapter. Once again, very first we have to pay secured creditors. Thereafter we have to pay for legal charges. Thereafter we have to pay for liquidators remuneration will be paid first. Then liquidation expenses. Oh, I forgot that. After liquidators remuneration we have to pay for liquidation expenses. Fourth would be liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenses are those expenses without which you cannot even sell the assets. Giving advertisement in newspaper, commission to the people, agents, etc. who are helping in selling the assets. So those expenses are to be paid as soon as the money is recovered from sale of assets. Okay, then we would pay to preferential creditors, then creditors having floating charge, then unsecured creditors, then preference shareholders, and thereafter equity shareholders. Is everyone clear with this portion? Any doubts for this? So let on a brief introduction, then you note on this. At the time of liquidation of company, comma, a liquidator is appointed to undergo the procedure of liquidation. So in this process, two main steps are involved as below. Note down this 9 steps, these 2 steps and 9 sub-steps.